Good afternoon. For those who don't know me, which hopefully a lot of you won't, real fast, my name's Brandon, and as you can see from my little room here, I'm a bit of a Lego enthusiast. I think about my Lego time, and I started collecting early on in the 80s. I remember getting a couple of castle sets and ultimately some pirate sets, between 89 or 84 and early 90s, so probably about 92, 95. And that was when it all started for me. As I got into high school and into an adult, you're supposed to put the toys away and be done as a Lego enthusiast and a Lego collector. Over time, I don't think I ever stopped going to the Lego aisle, to be honest with you. I remember going in the late 90s, early 2000s when the Star Wars sets first came out. I remember early in the 2000s when some of the sets you just kind of look at cock your head to the side and be like, what was Lego thinking? And as time went on, Lego became something bigger, something cooler, something the adult could once again relate to. It's fascinating the journey that they've been on, and now here they are. They're the number one toy company in the world and have been for several years in a row. And I don't think that's a coincidence. I think they realized that marketing to young girls specifically was powerful. And I think that they realized their adult fans of Lego were where the real money was. It seems like more than once a year, more than once a quarter almost, they have some several $100 set that a lot of adults typically buy, and they're sold out within 24 hours, and they become highly collectible and highly sought after very quickly. That's enough about Lego and my journey to get to right now, for right now. So about 12 months ago, sometime in April or May of 2021, I sat there with one of these little bricks in my hand, and I just started thinking about it and how it was more than just as I like to call them, a 3D plastic puzzle piece. It's so much more than that. It has been for a long time, and I'm gonna go into a lot of stories, hopefully in time, about that. But here's where I found it interesting. The similarities between this little thing right here and this are unbelievable. We have a financial system, right? It's complicated. Oh, is it complicated? There's so much to learn about this. Lego system. That's what they call it now, right? Have for a long time, truthfully. These pieces interlock. These pieces work in tandem too. But it was at that moment that I had this idea, this vision, this maybe divine intervention, if you will, that I should do a YouTube channel where I teach money using Legos. I mean, I Googled it. I don't see anything like it out there. I feel like the storytelling that can be done is fascinating. If you look in the back there, Sesame Street, Most of us learned how to count on the street. Whether you're counting Lego bricks or you're counting your dollars, counting is important. Fixing cars, buying cars, getting a hotel room, buying a house, buying an RV. What on God's green earth is a mutual fund? Most people can't answer that. And that brings me to another point. When we're kids, that's when we learn about Legos, right? At a certain point, we quit learning about Legos. I tell you, I have learned more about Lego and the Lego system in the past 24 months than I ever even knew existed. Again, I'm going to save that for another day. Financials, I've spent a lifetime learning about a gentleman when I was in the United States Navy gave a presentation about and recommended some books, and these books were written and told from viewpoints of people who don't look like me. They don't talk like me. And I found it fascinating because it gave me a different viewpoint of what money was, how it worked, and I've never stopped learning. Here recently, I just sold my financial planning practice. I practiced for about 8 years, and through the course of this, I got my certified financial planner designation, which the CFP is maybe just some initials to so many people, but it's regarded as one of the most relevant, sought after designations that a financial professional can get. It's really where the bar starts in some ways. Now, there's going to be people that disagree with that, and that's fine. We can agree to disagree. Financial planners, certified financial planners specifically, they tend to look at money more comprehensively. And when they're working with their clients, that is evident, in my opinion, in my experience, from what I've seen. That doesn't mean that somebody without those initials behind their name can't do a great job. That's not what I'm saying. But that being said, I talk a little bit too much money too fast. This channel is meant to teach the basics. As time goes on, I'm going to teach more complicated things. Will I touch on every subject matter? No. Am I the subject matter expert to end all subject matter experts on the topic? Absolutely not. But that's not my point. I want you to get a world-class education of the basics while we talk about this. Savings, stocks, bonds, back to school shopping. It all impacts your money, right? We can tell stories using Lego. And I hope that not only will you learn, but I hope that it starts a conversation. Now, that being said, so let's talk about Lego for a minute and put the money aside. When was the last time you talked to your parents, or when was the last time you talked to your kids about Lego? It's just a toy, right? Is it? I'm asking you. My goal here is to start some conversations that can be had around the dinner table. Now, I'm not telling you to talk Lego and money all the time, all day long with your family, but hopefully it can bring some conversations to the table like it never has. Now, here's the question, and one I've found myself pondering over the years. Where do people learn about Lego? All right, that's a new one. Where people learn about Lego? They learn very early on through Duplo. Many people will own some sets along the way, and that's kind of where it stops. It takes the rare individual to push this further and really create a better understanding of Lego. And by all means, it's complicated. And every day I see Lego or an adult fan do something that's like, never thought to do that before. On the flip side, where do people learn about money? Parents don't talk about it. Do you know that? You know why? Because nobody taught them. It's that simple. Parents don't fully understand it. And don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to tell you that parents or the vast majority of people are ignorant about money, but in my 8 years of experience, they would often tell me rather, that I never thought about money like that, or where do you go to learn all this stuff? Do the churches teach it? Do the schools? My experience, not often. Again, is that a rule? No. Are there exceptions? Yes. As time goes on, we'll certainly dig into the statistics. I'm a big statistic and definition guy. But if I bring up a definition or I bring up a statistic, I'm going to sure as heck back it up. I want us to be on the same page as to what the definitions really are. Some of them are very simple and straightforward. Some of them aren't. I am so excited to have this opportunity to be someone that is so passionate and absolutely loves these bricks. And I'm grateful that I've had the opportunity to learn so much about money over the years. And my knowledge of both grows every day. My passion and my pursuit of knowledge is growing every day. And I look forward to sharing that with you. Without further ado, this is BrickCent.